What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for the first match reaction, live match reaction of 2023. Oh my god, I almost forgot. With me today are Giuseppe and Norbert. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, good. 3 points, and let's stop there for now.
That's well, we will not stop. We will go into it. I had my match reaction, so I spoke. I will speak later on. I will let you guys speak. I will start off with Giuseppe. Just first initial thought post game when that final whistle went down, basically.
It was nerve-wracking, and I didn't have a lot of faith towards the end. And I thought, it definitely could have been a better performance. And I felt like we got lucky. 3 points are 3 points, like you said. But it wasn't a convincing win. He played a lot, so that's a positive.
I think he was lagging a little bit.
Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know if my connection's bad. Okay. My initial reaction was it was nerve-wracking, scoring in the 90th minute, putting on more of our starters at the end and trying to get a win. It wasn't convincing. It was great that there was a lot of young players that got a lot of playing time, Sule in particular. So there was positives to take from it, and ultimately it was a win. So good start to the year. I would say that.
That's true. What about you, Norbert? What do you make of that performance?
I was really surprised when I saw the starting 11. I don't know. It's really good that he started all the young players, and as you said before, the average age was really nice and low. Sule was a big positive for me, and I think he should have let him play more. There were other players on the pitch, let's say, that he could have just subbed out. Overall, McKennie, oh my god, he was for me the main negative point of this game. And when I saw the starting lineup, that was the point where I was like, okay, let's see. Lots of interest. Maybe he wants to play good, but no, he didn't want to play good. Yeah, so I'm happy about the young players, but overall the play, how we played is not good enough. Chiesa, I was happy to see him super fast on the pitch. That was really good. But yeah, 3 points, and let's move on. Let's say, what can we do against Udinese?
I said in my video that just take the 3 points and that's it, because that's how I think we were playing. I made a video, I don't know who that watched, like key points, and every key point I mentioned just didn't happen. Like I said, be solid. We didn't concede, but I think we were not solid today. We looked kind of shaky at times. I said, don't make a mistake. We did. We got lucky because it was called off for offside. But in the first minute, that was already the first mistake. Like stepping up high in the to keep players on side. Second half, when we Cremonese hit that post for the second time, like that cross, whatever, it was Gatti. He was sleeping. Like he kept everybody on side. So that's the mistake gone. We were not solid. I said, go for it. We absolutely didn't go for it. Like that's not what we did. But we got to win. I just think maybe it sounds crazy because you won 7 without conceding, but I still believe it will come crashing down one more time this season if you play like this. Because I watched Inter Napoli today. Napoli weren't great. But that pace or like that intensity both teams have, even if at times it looked like a dogfight out there, I don't think we had that. We were losing a lot of battles, especially in that first half. I thought we were soft. I thought we were soft, but that's that. I'll start off with the first thing I want to talk about, and it's the average age of the team. It was 25.8. Usually it's pushing 29, like for us. So that's a good thing. The only negative I have is the role Sule was playing. Like it's kind of sad for him. After the game, Allegri said he's doing a job in a position that's not his. I thank him for that. But looking at that lineup, I was thinking, and Julian made that point, or like it was actually Julian's point, and made more sense than using Sule instead of Miretti, and push Miretti back and maybe bench McCandy. I don't know, something like that. Because Sule was like that mistake he made and he got lucky. People were blaming Chesney. Fine, Chesney shouldn't be there, but like Sule should have just booted that ball away. Like he panicked. And that's because I don't think he comes in that position very often or at all at times. And he got lucky. I thought he had a good 30 minutes, then he disappeared. But I think that's fine. You know, it's not going to come. But what do you make of starting Gatti? He's not really a youngster, but he's unproven. Miretti, Fagioli, and Sule from the get-go. What do you think about that, Giuseppe?
I thought it was a lot at once. You know, the average age and young is. I don't think it should have been that many young players. There should have been a better mix, bringing up some of the young players and mixing them a little less with the regular squad players. At least go have a good first half instead chasing for the win at the end. So I don't 100% agree with Allegri's approach, and players, like you say, are out of position, and it shows. And when you're fighting for a position, you want to play a position that you're going to excel in the most. So I wasn't, I agree with you both that I wasn't really pleased with the lineup at all. Yeah, it's against Cremonese, but still very inconsistent, and it's shaky and definitely rusty coming out of the gate. And so nerve-wracking again, like I say, it could have been a lot better approach, having more senior players on and then bringing the young players in a little bit more when you already have a result, and they can run, they have fresh legs and fresh lungs. So I didn't really like the approach.
I don't think he had a choice.
Yeah.
I think it's because of positions, I said. I think he had really few choices. Nobody was fit, just back, blah, blah, all those things. But I think a player like Sule, I think he needs to play in his position. I think that's when he plays well. I think you can get away with playing Fagioli and Miretti a few games out of position because I think they're different type of players. Because
they're more versatile.
Sule, I think he's a very direct player. If you see him play, the 2 shots he took, based on that, what type of player he is. He's not going to track back. He's going to do it, but it's not going to look pretty, So I think that was my main issue. But what do you think, Norbert? Because it's 25.8. That's very low.
He didn't have a choice. He played who was fit. That's like that's all. I think he would never start this many youngsters if he's not pressured into it. And I just checked. Actually, Sule's positioning was more towards the back than Kostic on the other side. The average position, the heat map. And that's kind of sad. And you can see that Sule is all about the offense. He doesn't like to defend. He can't really defend, so he's kind of nervous in the back. But up front, those shots, he has cojones. He has balls. And I like that. And he needs to take those shots. And next game, he will score.
I think he, like you said, like he has, like yeah, I think he has what it takes to make it at some point. Like he's very like he's not scared to take on players. What difference it makes to seeing Cuadrado play there for months, and he's actually scared at this point to take on players because he just can't. He can't anymore. He doesn't have that burst which he usually has, where he just puts that ball one flip or like one flick and he's gone. He doesn't have that anymore. Sule has that, and it was refreshing for about 30 minutes, and then he disappeared. But I agree. I don't think he had really a choice. It's just a position, especially for him. It reminded me a little bit of Ake away to Fiorentina in a 3-5-2, but it was actually a flat back five, and he hooked him at halftime, and I was like, that's not really his fault. Like, he just set up like that. He's not that type of player. He can defend, he can track back, but he's someone who likes to take on players as well. So he got hooked. I was scared he would have hooked him at halftime. It took him 10 minutes. But again, if Chiesa can play this much, well, Chiesa's gonna play. That's what's gonna happen. So I was okay with that at the end. You know, that he got subbed off because he was kind of disappearing into the game. But we talked about the youngsters. I want to talk about something else really quickly before we go into other things. That's Rabiot. I want to talk because I tweeted out that I believe he is probably the glue that holds whatever this is together. And not everybody agreed, which is fine. But I never said, like, with that tweet, with that statement, and I still believe that, I did not say he is a world-class player, give him 10 million euros, whatever. I didn't say that. I said in this team, the way we play and the way he's playing the last couple of months, forget about the last 3 years. I'm just talking about now. I'm not talking about contracts, whatever. I think he is that glue. Like, he is our best midfielder at this moment in time. I don't think that's
I agree with you. Sorry to interrupt, but I agree with you. But I think that's also because of Locatelli. You know, I think when Locatelli and Rabiot are together, then Rabiot shines. If you put McKinney and Rabiot and, you know, somebody else, I really don't think that's the case with Rabiot, you know, all the time. I think it's mainly Locatelli gives him that freedom, and they just link up or they understand the midfield and their positioning together.
I will touch on Locatelli, but besides that, like you said before we went live, we were missing someone who can take on that ball and make a run with it. Just run with that damn ball, because it was all sideways. It was, I don't know what it was, but it wasn't direct. It wasn't straightforward. It was just sideways, trying to switch play, slowing down play. Usually Rabiot does that, but not this season. Like, he takes on that. When he has in possession and he's like, I'm going to make a run. He's going to make a run. And like you said, that goal at the end is because of him. And after the game, you saw probably his Insta post. He knew it. Like, he set it up. He took that ball on, and something happened which didn't happen for the entirety of the game. Somebody took actually initiative to go forward, because other than that, and other than Chiesa, the first 5 minutes when he came on and he actually took on a few players and, you know, got past them, it was all predictable, in my opinion. It was very, like, remember that first half Locatelli was trying to switch play and just, I think he hit it out of the stadium. I think that was the picture of the game. Like, it was very predictable. It was no movement, nobody there, in my opinion, to do anything. And then you have Rabiot. Again, not saying he's world class, don't give him 10, whatever. I'm just saying, even if you don't like him, I get that. But for some reason, he's the guy we need. Also, he gets in there. Like, he's not... I criticized him so many times last season when he was scared to make a tackle or get in there, and he just backed down. He lost possession. He was like, screw it. I think everybody knows the videos at the corner. Post or whatever you want to call it. The ball was there to get, and he was like, nah, not doing it. And then Chiesa came out of nowhere, and he got that ball. This season, he's actually there. Like, he wants to do something. If he plays for his contract, because people were saying that, but he wants his money. Good. Get your money at the end of the season, but play as well like you're doing from now until the end of the season, and goodbye. That's all I'm saying. What do you think, Norbert? Because if you talk about Rabiot, it's kind of a bad thing to do at this point.
No, for me, it's not Rabiot himself. It's the type of player he is. So every midfield needs. It's kind of hard to explain what I think, but for when we had Sissoko, we needed Sissoko for something.
Yeah.
And Rabiot is similar in a way. We need him in the pitch, but it's not like we need Rabiot. We need the type of player that he is and how he plays. I don't know if we can renew him for something nice, not like crazy. Then I would keep him, because I don't know if we have money, or I don't know. That's still in the future. 10 million is crazy, so I would not pay that much, obviously, and no one would. I would keep him. Yeah, I don't know. What you said, he's the glue. He is the glue, and I don't know if it's sad or no, but he needs to play. He needs to start.
Yeah. Before I go to Giuseppe, because you made up that point, so I'll give it to you. We win that game kind of because of him, no?
Yeah, 100%. As far as I see it. I think what excites us most about players like Chiesa, Kostic, now Rabiot, they're players that are going to get the ball and they're going to attack. They're going to attack the defenders, and you have to make a choice as a defender. And sometimes it's a bad choice. You're not in a good position, so you're really creating opportunities by putting people in bad situations, and it only comes from not stepping on the ball like Cuadrado and turning and playing it back and swinging it around 5 or 6 times and going sideways. Like you say, it goes from being direct and going at players, and it's hard to defend when you're running backwards and someone's running full speed with the ball. Fouls happen, and that's what happened. Rabiot came on, and Kostic did it a couple times. Chiesa, of course, he's got the speed, and he's been doing it his career. So I think that's where the opportunities come from. Every great player, and I'm not comparing Rabiot to, say Ronaldinho, but Ronaldinho was deadly because he would go right at defenders. Same thing with Messi. Why is he world class and, a GOAT? It's because it's hard to stop him when he's got the ball and he's going right at you. So that's football. And I think he's proving his worth right now. It's a hard case to make to pay him 10 million. So I would say maybe 8 at best, but we need more players like that. We just signed Eileen Jr., and I think he's got potential, in a couple of years to be a similar player like that. Kostic, I think, has potential, to be a squad player, but, guys like Di Maria or Chiesa are the ones that are really a threat. And when Rabiot does it right through the middle, I think it's the most effective because, you don't have guys that are as quick in the middle. So he definitely created the opportunity, and we got lucky again. So,
we did got lucky. That's the first thing I said when I made the video. Like, we got away with it. We shouldn't have won that game. Like, if we're being completely honest, we shouldn't. But we did. I'm gonna say that's what we do at this point. It's not fun to watch. I will give you that. We were watching because you're a fan. It's not exciting. Besides that odd game, like the Inter one or the Lazio one, but like you will have that. You will have that with even a relegation side. At one point, they will play 2-3 good games a season, like because they're so professional footballers. But we are so relying on that one moment. And I said that in my preview, or again the video I make. Just be solid, wait for that one moment, take it, and go home. Because if you don't concede 7 goals in 7 games, and you win, and you be this solid, you can complain about how we play, but not about the points. And I tweeted out that stat that we conceded only 7 goals in Serie A before today. 2 against Milan, 2 against Salernitana. That means 3 in the last 14 now, I think. Wait, no, in the last 13. Something like that. No, in the last 14 now, right? How many games did we play? Yeah, 14. I think 14. Whatever. It's still a crazy stat. Like, it's unbelievable. And I saw a comment. I will bring that up because I wanted to transition then. Mr. Yu said, another poor performance. Allegri tactics are shocking. Asking attacking players to play defensively and not attack. You were winning in spite of negative Allegri. I agree. It's horrible. I don't agree that they're winning in spite. Like, that's how Allegri wants to play. They're winning games. And again, I'm not saying that's the only way to win games, but we are winning games now to be solid and take those few chances we have. Today with luck, because I don't think that's not a real chance, like a free kick. Like, the best chance of the game was a corner when Keane hit that goalie from blank range. Like, that was the closest we got, where the goalie really made it a solid save, not straight to him. So we got lucky today. But I think we are winning because of him as well, because the way he sets up his team. It's ugly, it's frustrating, but it's be solid and get that few chances. I also said in my reaction video, if we get Chiesa fit, you get a Pogba back, you somehow get Di Maria fit, Vlahovic fit, it will look better. It will not look amazing, but it will look more, how do you say, effortless. Because you have better players, you probably can create a little bit more, and they'll probably put it away much earlier than what you saw from, Milik before the free kick or Keane or whatever. It still will look kind of ugly, but because of pure quality, it will look more effortless. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. Because again, 7 goals in 16 games, that's crazy. That's being solid. Now in Europe, it's a different story. Of course, we know that. But do you? Okay, I will ask this: are you impressed with that stat, or are you like, I don't really care about it? Because that's also a way to look at it. That you actually don't care that we're being solid. Because I know the flip side is we don't score a lot of goals. But what do you think? Like 7 goals in 16 games?
It is impressive, I would say. It's over 550 minutes. I heard one of those stats when I was watching the game, and it just shows there's not even with the subs and the younger players playing, and we're playing. Of course, we're not playing Inter and we're not playing Roma, Milan, and Napoli. Sometimes, but we played 550 minutes without making a simple mistake. And just imagine what you guys would feel like, or any fan would feel like, if we tied today and then didn't move up, and Inter beats Napoli, and we have an opportunity to get ahead. So it was a huge win for us to start out the year this way, and another shutout. That is impressive because that shows that they're defending as a group. Even the younger players, they're collectively defending. So that you have to give some credit to Allegri, even though it's not pretty. Mourinho won a treble with Inter, and it wasn't pretty, but it was still a treble. So,
it wasn't that. I remember that season. It wasn't good to watch, but still a great team, to be honest. What do you think, Norbert? Impressive or not?
Yeah, if you can't attack, you need to be solid, and I would say we are solid. Even when, even like today, long balls, we had no idea positioning. Oh my God, one of the goals was. Ugh. But overall, 16 games, 7 goals, that's solid. And as you said, as the quality comes back to the starting lineup, and we can keep this solid status in the back, I think we will somehow effortlessly win games, and that was missing last year, even before. So let's see I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it's really impressive in my eyes.
Uh, I think it is. And Mr. Juve in Europe, I agree. Like it's not good enough, but we are far away from doing anything in the Champions League. Like that's just the reality. And I'm still saying this is not good enough. This is not what I want to see moving forward, but probably what we are going to see until the end of the season, at least. And if Allegri is going to say, I think it's more of the same. Like he's that type of coach. Period. Like it's as simple as that. Maybe not as too extreme like now, because now we play really bad. Like usually we were solid under him, but we played pretty decent. Up to that season when he got sacked, it was decent. Like it was good. Actually there were seasons where it was fun to watch in a different manner. Like it doesn't need to be like Arsenal play, like Barcelona in the days. Like that is not the benchmark. Like there are different ways to enjoy. Like Klopp, like his counter-attacking pressing football was fun to watch. It's not working now, but like they're not playing like Pep possession football, dominate the ball. Like there are different ways. This is terrible. I agree. Like it's not fun to watch and not good enough moving forward. Especially if you watch Napoli play. Not today. They were pretty poor today. To be honest, they were toothless. They were not good today. But usually they're free flowing. But yeah, let's see. The Mercato Anthony saying we were not solid today. We wrote a lot worst performance of the season winning run. That's what we said. So you probably just joined. We said today we were not solid. We just got away with them hitting the post. We got away with it. But usually we're solid. Again, if you don't concede 7 goals, it's not all about luck, in my opinion. 7 games, without conceding, then it's not luck anymore. Because you're gonna give away chances in a game. Like every team gives away chances. It's just not that much to an extent that they're gonna score, because it's a freak of a moment if it happens that you concede 2 chances and the opposition takes them both. Like usually you concede a few and maybe they get 1. That's probably that's how it works. But we give away a few today. I agree. I agree with that. I will move on to the goal scorer, of course. It's Milik, because I will ask a question after this. I thought he was poor in the first half. Not his fault, because I thought he was very isolated. Like I've said many times for Vlahovic, he dropped back. It was very difficult to build up play or like link up at times. Second half, when Keane came on, it was much better because he can feed off that. He can drop back. It's easier because he has more space. It's not marking for the back line of Cremonese, marking Milik, and that's it. They need to also worry about Keane now. So it's easier. That being said, that goal at the end, if the goalie should have done better, I don't know. That was fantastic. He got us a winner. I will ask a simple question. And keep in mind, Keane is still there. Vlahovic is still there. Do you buy Milik for 7 plus 2 million euros at the end of the season? Giuseppe.
I think it's a steal. I mean, he's scoring. He started scoring right away when we got him on loan, and he's still scoring. And he's a loanee player, and he's stepping up, and he's taking the final kick of the game to win it. So it shows confidence. It shows he wants to be there. We all thought he was going to be a bit part player and just fill in for Vlahovic, and now it's the other way around. So I say that's a steal. You can get a striker that can score close to, let's call it 10, 12 goals in a season, for $1 million per goal. I think that's a steal. I would buy him tomorrow.
What about you, Norbert?
I like him. He's a really good sub striker. I really like him. The goal was 100% the keeper and the wall. It is what it is. You also need to shot how he did. So I don't know. And would you believe it? I watched the whole game, but I missed the goal. I had to step away for like 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, think of when we had Morata. and we were going to pay how much? 40, another 30 to 40 million on top of the $10 million loans that we had. And he was horrible. He was shocking,
And probably
and
for the same output as Milik will give you throughout the season as a backup.
Yeah. So back to Milik. Yes, 100%. 7+2. Yes, give me Milik all day, every day.
I agree. Like in today's market, because I wake up, I see Enzo Fernandez 120, 120. I see what else did I saw at Chelsea? Mudryk from Shakhtar for 80 mil, and
80?
I'm like, I'm not saying Milik is that level. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying that, but that's today's market. If you can get a striker, even if it's a backup, for 7+ mil, 9 mil in total, plus the 1.5 we already paid to loan him, or 2.5. I don't know what it was. I thought 1.5, but whatever. I say you do it. If your backup striker can give you 10 goals in a season in Serie A, or close to that every season, I'll take that every day, because that's the backup's role. Vlahovic should be hitting 20 goals. That's his duty, basically. But I said a bit of question. We have Keane. We're going to buy Keane. Not sure if he's going to stay because he switched agent. No idea what that means. But I don't think we're going to keep all three of them. That's my thing. I think one of them will leave because it's too much. I don't want to see Keane play wide positions. I don't want to see that. I don't think he's good at it. If he needs to take on players, at times it works, but most of the time it doesn't. And I think if the club can make a decision and move on Keane and recoup as much money as they can and keep Milik, they'll probably go that direction, I think. Let me see. Keane has done enough to get a run of games starting, in my opinion. He will. I think even if Vlahovic is ready, fit 100%, I think Milik still will get a run of games too, to be honest. People, okay, so when we signed Milik, you can go back to the videos. I said I wanted a different type of player because we were missing wide, like Di Maria, Chiesa. I felt it coming that we were gonna be in need in those wide positions. That's why I didn't want Milik. But if you watch the videos, I said at the times, I have nothing against him goal scoring because he will get us goals 100%. I said, that's not my issue with him. He will get you goals. Forget about Marseille, whatever there happened. He will get you goals. I just believe at the time we needed something different. I still believe that because look at our wide positions. Like, it's terrible. Cuadrado is terrible. Di Maria is not fit. Chiesa is still not fit. I thought we needed someone else. That's just my opinion. But I said Milik will get you goals. So I will do it. I won't. Most of the people will do it. I think few people will say no because you need to understand the dynamics, I think, of the transfer market, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Because even backup strikers, they go for 20 mil now. Or whatever. And Easily, yeah. Easily. So,
especially in England. Even 40 million, I would say.
Yeah, and like you said, Morata, 30 plus. He's going to get you a max of 15 goals in the league. That's already pushing it, no? I mean, that's a lot of money for a backup. But it is. Now, if we would have a youngster, up and coming, ready, then maybe you think about it. But I don't think Yildiz is 100% ready. I don't think he's the same type of player as well. But whatever. So yes to Milik, because he got that goal. And it's actually good because Vlahovic is not going to be ready, I don't think, even for Napoli. So it's going to be him who needs to somehow bring it home. I saw that comment. I will bring it up. Someone saying we are winning with the second formation. Everyone is upset because I've seen the same type of performance when basically everybody was still in that team. This season, last season, that's the issue, no? Not really winning or not winning. I think it's just the performances. Yes, we were winning, but it's not fun to watch. At some point, you just want to be excited about something, and it wasn't today, which was kind of predictable, no?
Yeah, absolutely. As far as that goes, I mean, as far as the comment, to address that, we're glad that we won, but we're also fucking Juventus. We shouldn't be scraping by Cremonese. You know, we're the largest club in Italy. We're one of the biggest in Europe, and we're in like desperation mode, scraping by minnows. So that's why we're not happy, because the state of affairs is shocking. Yeah, it's positive that we got a win, but those of us who have been following for a long, long time know that our heyday and our past is and the level of play. Other clubs, big clubs, are looking at us, and fans are looking at us and say, "Oh, great, you managed to get a point. A goal against Cremonese." So that's the unhappiness. Yeah, we're grateful, but we should be expected to wipe the floor. It should be 4-0. Should be. They're like in last place. So that's the I guess the energy and the vibe that you're getting from us. And just to address the comment,
I was still happy. I was not one of those guys who are hoping we lose so Allegri gets sacked. I still want to win. I don't want to lose games. Whatever. It should be on the club to realize, okay, now it's time to move on. Like, it shouldn't be on the club to act when the situation is completely gone. Because when we won, I came on to do my video. My voice was kind of gone. For a minute, because I was happy. Like, we won. I want to win games. Napoli lost. I'm not saying we are in a title race now, but it gives you something to look forward to. Beat Udinese, go to Napoli. You need to play a lot better, but you have something to play for. Like, what's on the line. If you beat Udinese on Saturday, what's on the line next Friday. It's to get back into a title race, if you guys believe. Very difficult, maybe impossible. Because the way we play, and probably Napoli will pick it up again. It was terrible today, but whatever. They usually don't play like this. But it gives you something to look forward to, on Friday. The task is very easy. If you beat Udinese, you go on Friday to Napoli. You need to win to make it a title race again. It's as simple as that. If you beat Udinese, you go to Napoli, you lose, your season, in regards of actually believing in the title, is done.
We're actually sitting in a great position. To your point, Ale, to your point, it's actually an easy road to play Napoli. You play Cremonese. Our first game back, yeah, we're rusty. Allegri can play the kids, and then get closer to his first team against Udine. If we get a win, which we should get a win, then you have momentum. You have 2 games under your belt, beginning of the season, and you're going into the Napoli game with confidence. They drop points at the beginning of the year, and if we actually have a go at them and we win, I think that sets us up for the title race after Napoli. Because if you look at the schedule for like the next 10 games, our schedule is actually quite easy. We, aside from Napoli and Inter, our schedule is really not that difficult for the winter, considering January and February. So it could set us up and Allegri up, into the streak, if we capitalize on our momentum and they have the right mentality to really have a go at Napoli.
But we always say this: next game will be better. We will play better. Yeah, all hopes, and then it's just hard.
I don't say we're playing bad. I don't think so. I think it will be like this. But if you can scrape your way through it, I'll take it at this point. But I'm just saying, like, it gives you something to look forward to. What's on the line now. As a team, as a group, in the locker room, whatever. It's beat Udinese, and then probably all to play for next week. Because if you lose 10 points, it's completely done. Like, they're not going to drop another 10 points for you. That's not going to happen, But if you somehow manage to do it and you can pull it back to 4 points, maybe 5 or 6 or whatever, because Napoli Milan will jump it, or just not. But whatever, 4 points. It gives you season meaning. Playing well or not playing well. But again, to beat Napoli, you cannot play like today, because if you play like today away to Napoli, you're just gonna lose quite easily.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see the stats from the Inter game? Napoli had the ball 67%. I think we can win the same way as Inter did.
But yeah, the most dangerous team was Inter. But besides that final, the last minute shot from, was it Lozano? I don't know who that was, or Simeone. They had nothing. Like the chances were for Milan. It was just Lukaku messing it up and whatever. But the chances were for Milan. You know, just like you said, just give them the ball, like we probably do, will do, because
Yeah.
that's how we play, and take that few moments. But to do that against Napoli, you need players like Chiesa on that pitch. You need players like Di Maria on that pitch, because you need to have a chance to actually go for it. Because if you play, with all due respect, with players like McKennie on the wing or whatever, it's not gonna happen. It's absolutely not gonna happen. But that depends, because after the game, Allegri said Di Maria probably will be back for Udinese. Vlahovic is just close. Quadrado's almost back. Chiesa played quite a lot today. I was shocked. So I think he will probably start against Napoli if everything goes well. Probably be in the starting 11. So you're getting players back. Maybe at the right moment. I don't know. Let's see. Another player I will bring up before we're going to wrap it up, or I have an after question after this one, is Paredes. Because he had a cameo, which I will describe as Paredes. Like, it was, after that, a big account, a South American analytic account, tweeted out his stats saying 3 out of 3 tackles won, or like possession won, 11 out of 11 passes won. That's already a lie, because I remember the one ball he tried to play back to Bremer, and it was way too short, and we almost conceded. He was making stupid fouls, losing the ball, besides the last 4 minutes, where he actually did well in retaining possession, and slowing down play. I thought he was terrible, and I thought he proved why he was not playing before the World Cup. Which I still am shocked, because he's better than this. Anyone has an explanation as to why he is like this? Like, he's very all over the place. Like, you don't know what you're gonna get with him. At times, I'm scared he's gonna just get a red card out of nowhere. That's the way he plays, in my opinion. But what do you think, Jose? Because I cannot measure him. When I see him, I cannot say what type of performance he's gonna give you when he comes on.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, you look at the brawl in the Holland game. He kicked the ball right into their bench. Easily could be in Serie A, that'd be a red card easily, and that game changes everything. So he's unpredictable, and you don't know what Paredes you're going to get. Ultimately, I definitely wouldn't retain him as a player. Let him go back, and just make an investment. But it is a risk having him on, because you don't know what you're going to get, and you can't have him with certain players. You can't leave him in there and have the kids like Fagioli, Moretti, and McKinney in there, because our midfield they're just going to run through our midfield. I really don't think that he's going to be able to carry himself through the season. I'm not impressed with him, at all, especially for what the kind of money they want for him. So.
Yeah, I'm calm. We will not buy him, so it's a disappointment. But it is what it is, and he will not play. He will not play in this club. He will not be a starter again. I don't think he will start again. Why would he play? Allegri plays Fagioli, Miretti. No. We will not buy him, and there are already rumors that we will not buy him. So I'm calm. He will not play. He's bad. I don't have an explanation why is he bad. To be honest, I don't really care why is he bad. He's bad. He should not play.
Yeah, I agree. But because of injuries, he's probably gonna be used, and because of the games, that's my fear. Because when he came on, I was like, just chill, bro. Like, chill out. Like, I don't know what got into him. I'm like, just keep it, calm. No need to go overboard. I think that's what he does. Like, he plays at 100%, or like, I don't know. I don't know the miles per hour. I don't know how it works, but like, he goes full out. Like, it doesn't matter which game, which moment. Besides that last 4 minutes, where he actually did well in retaining possession and being kind of a dick that he is on the pitch, wasting time. I'm okay with it. But in the 20 minutes he played, I'm like, oh, calm down. Like, there's no need to play like this. He's very disappointing me this season because he's a better player than he actually is showing. And he's gonna play. He's gonna play quite a lot. You will be surprised. Maybe not start quite a lot, but he's gonna play quite a lot because we play every 3 days almost soon. So, but I agree. Like, we don't buy him. Like 7 mil, he's on the season. They want 20 mil. Just, no need for that. You have Rovella still. Like, there's no need to actually do that type of deal. Before we wrap it up, I want to bring up 2 players really quickly because I saw a comment saying Bremer played terribly. He had a few iffy moments, but he also had very, very solid moments where he kept us in it, or like making that last moment tackle, all these small things, that goal line save, whatever, if it even was over the line, whatever. But there are moments where he looked shaky. But I think he's solid, just overall for 90 minutes. I think he's okay. I do have a problem with Gatti. I'm not gonna blame him because again, he comes from Frosinone, Serie B. I don't think he's up to it, in my opinion, especially that first half. Like, he's like Paredes, but at the back. And people compare him to Chiellini because the
No
grinta
chance.
he puts in there, but he's terrible on the ball. Like, he's actually terrible on the ball. Like, it scares me at times. Like, he puts fear in me, and he's very, I don't want to say, like, Chiellini was aggressive in a smart ways. Like, he made it look as normal, not a foul. He makes it look like I'm making a foul. Like, it is what it is. He still needs to learn, but with Bonucci being out, Danilo slotting in, Rugani not stepping up, that going back to me saying only 7 goals, that's why I'm impressed, because that back line, I don't think it's all that great. If I'm being completely honest, I don't think that's an amazing back line. And somehow, we only conceded 7 goals. You might say that's because the way we play, we all sit back. But you still need to convince all these players to do that at one point, because I don't think that backline is that good. Does anyone disagree with that?
And
because, yeah,
and also
Defending that is different than individual defending.
And also, how many times 2 or 3 of the middle played like the same players together, one after the other? Games. Like,
I agree,
it was
yeah.
always mixed, rotated. It's pretty impressive, yeah. So Bremer, I love Bremer. He can have a one-off game when he's not like 100% like the best player on the pitch, but he's really good and strong as well. Although today he was pushed aside a little bit by the striker, but I love Bremer.
Giuseppe, before we wrap it up, what do you think about Gatti? Like, do you think he has starting potential written all over him, or do you think he's just he could be a very good backup to have, a very cheap backup as well?
I think he's a cheaper and better Rugani. I'd say, something like that. He's not going to be a starter, but, he's going to come in and fill in when we need him. If he stays healthy and he actually, gets games like today, even though it wasn't pretty, even all the young players, but him in particular, the more games they play, the more confidence they're going to have. And the confidence is going to come from the coach and the other players. And, they got to start somewhere. But I think he's got more potential to improve than, some of the other defenders that we have. I don't think he's a starter by any means, but he's definitely going to be, a good backup. I would keep him and definitely let go Quadrado, let go Rugani, and shop for replacements for them. And Bonucci's out the door. So really, like you said, Bremer is our best defender by far. He goes down, then we have a lot of trouble. But
I think Gatti can be, he can be a really good sub. Right now, he's still shaky. I think he can be a really good sub.
I agree. I will keep him. I'm not saying sell him, But I think we need something. If you want to compete at the top, I think you need two great quality center backs. I do, or like maybe not on the same level because that's very difficult. But what we had, like we can not go back to what we have because I think that was a one-off for a very long time. Like that's not gonna happen very often. But if you want to go and compete again, you need one very good one and one who's in and around the same level as that player. That like if it's the same level, great. But like it's very difficult to do, because usually two great center backs they don't usually play at the same team. If you know what I mean, they usually want to be the guy. They usually play one team, and they got surrounded by very good. Like what we have was not fluke, but like the three Italians at the time, they're not gonna leave for another club outside of Europe. Yeah, like you're playing for the biggest club in Italy. They're Italian. They're not gonna leave for Europe. So that was very difficult, and probably we're never gonna see it again in our lifetime. I'll be very shocked if we're gonna see anything like that anytime soon.
But
because that was just
that did come together because I mean essentially we had Chiellini for a long time. So we Chiellini. And Barzaglia came for I think €1 million from like
€500,000.
And Bonucci came what I think from Torino, €500,000. And Bonucci came from like for like 12 million at the time.
He played Bari
from Bari. So that back line that it was really the anchor of our squad in our dynasty years was not very expensive at all. But they really glued. It's the chemistry as well. So there's something. Money can't buy chemistry, and players are going to bond and read each other and anticipate, and they're just going to be cohesive naturally. And it's something that is missing in the market, really, because you can't just say I'm spending money and my team is going to be good. Look at PSG. Look at Man City. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea spent €350 million. They're in 9th place. So
I agree with that. I think that's why us seeing all those youngsters, Miretti, Fagioli, Junior, Sule, maybe Rovella coming back. A lot of them play together as well throughout the youth system, or like they know each other. I think that's our kind of hope, or like that we find some chemistry. Maybe out of the 5 players I mentioned, or 6, maybe only 2 will make it. That's still, I won't say you struck gold, but like going back to the Marquisio times, you struck gold. Like, where was this? If you, as I keep saying it, they're probably not gonna all make it. Maybe in 3 year times, you only have 2 of them. If 2 of them start, and maybe one of them was on the bench, not even if 2 of them start, or even one is a main guy and one is a very good sub, it's already a win in my in my personal opinion, because now they're all playing because of injuries. It's probably not gonna last, if you know what I mean. It's now for them to show what they can, and again, they're very, very hot and cold at times, but that's what you're gonna get. And the ones who will go on a hot streak, those are probably the guys who are gonna make it. But let's see how that will go. Because I'm gonna wrap it up for today. Let me see. Do I have a comment? No. Yeah, that's it for today. I'm gonna wrap it up. I want to thank Giuseppe and Norbert for coming on Wednesday to talk about what we just witnessed. A win. We witnessed a win. Let's keep it at that. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, because now football is back. We will be back almost. No, we are almost here every day, but live shows will pick up again. We play on Saturday again. That means preview on Friday. There will be a watch along on Saturday. Justin and Julian, by the way. So those are back. So stay tuned for that. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you back tomorrow.